And many of you may be feeling the effects of ground level ozone or smog. These are pollutants generated by vehicles and industrial emissions. And we're joined by Jennifer Hadaya, Executive Director of Air Alliance Houston, to discuss the impacts that this has on Houston. So talk to us about ozone. What is this and why should we care about this?
Well, ground level ozone, or what we commonly refer to as smog, is a combination of sunlight, heat, and air pollution. And when those things come together, they cause conditions that can be concerning for our health. Even breathing in ozone for a short period of time can make you cough, it can irritate your throat, it can just give you a sense that you have some difficulty breathing. But for people who are particularly sensitive to ozone, for example, somebody with a respiratory condition like asthma, someone young, someone older, people who have to work outside, it can cause some health concerns. And with these higher ozone action alert days that we're having, we really want people to know what they can do to protect their health.
And why is this such a significant problem for Houstonians in particular?
Well, Houston is a unique place. We have quite a bit of heat. That's something that makes it a wonderful place to be outside and enjoy the Memorial Day weekend coming up. But we also are unique in terms of the amount of pollution that we have and the sources of pollution. And again, when those things come together, it creates ozone. For example, we have more cars than people in Houston, and cars produce pollution from their tailpipes. We also have a number of businesses, such as the refineries and other kinds of chemical plants along the ship channel, that produce air pollution. And again, when air pollution combines with heat and sunlight, we get ozone action days. We have had, I believe, 7 ozone action days already this year, and we're just getting into the Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, they're very, very common this time of year, and our weather plays a big impact with that as well. So what are some ways that citizens in Houston can kind of counteract the ozone that's developing in our atmosphere? What are some things that we can do to help?
Absolutely. There are a few things. First is being aware of the state of the air every day and the air quality. There's a very easy way to find that out. It's called airnow.gov. You can go on that website. You can see what the ozone prediction is for the day. And if it is high, then you can take steps to protect your health. If you have to be outside, you might wear a mask. The same kinds of masks we've been wearing throughout the COVID-19 pandemic will keep some of that ozone pollution out of your lungs. If you can recreate outside earlier in the day or later in the evening when it's not quite as hot and sunny and there won't be as much ozone. That's probably not a bad idea, given that exposure to heat can also have some health effects. And if you're somebody who is uniquely sensitive to ozone pollution, again, if you have asthma, if you're an older adult, if you have to work outside, we always suggest that you talk to your healthcare provider and find out some other things you can do to protect your health, to feel better and not have a circumstance where you might have to go to the hospital.
And are there any regulations put out by the government on those industrial buildings that are producing and helping to aid in the smog development?
Absolutely. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency sets standards for what they consider healthy air quality. One of those standards has to do with ozone. So there is a national standard for what is healthy ozone, what is unhealthy ozone. Unfortunately, again, something that makes Houston unique, we are not in the healthy ozone range. In fact, we have gotten worse. We are now the 9th smoggiest city in the country, and we are in severe non-attainment for reaching those federal standards. So there's a lot of work to be done, and we expect very soon that the EPA will be issuing some guidelines for not only the Houston area, but some other parts of Texas as well, for how we can get our air healthier and get into those healthy national standards.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate the great information that you shared with me and for the viewers back at home. And on that note, we can also mention this. You can kind of help me explain this, our air quality alert that is issued for today. Do you want to kind of help me go over this before we toss it over?
Sure. There is a high ozone alert happening today, which means that people who are in sensitive groups should take care. They should wear masks if they are outside, or they should be outside either earlier in the morning or later in the evening when ozone levels might be lower.
Look at that, taking my job already. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and send it over to you.